smartest girl in the junior class. His mother doted on him, and his father, Poe's combination algebra teacher and baseball coach, let him pitch in nearly every game. And not just because they were related either. His father claimed Ian had talent. In fact, sometimes Ian daydreamed about pitching for the Orioles, but he knew he didn't have that much talent. He was a medium kind of guy, all in all. Even so, there were moments when he believed that someday, somehow, he was going to end up famous. Famous for what? He couldn't quite say, but he'd be walking up the back steps or something, and all at once, he would imagine a camera zooming in on him, filming his life story. He imagined the level, cultured voice of his biographer saying, "Ian climbed the steps. He opened the door. He entered the kitchen."
"Have a good day, hon?"
his mother asked, passing through with a laundry basket. "Oh," he said, "the usual run of scholastic triumphs and athletic glories." And he set his books on the table. His biographer said, "He set his books on the table." That was the spring that Ian's brother fell in love. Up till then, Danny had had his share of girlfriends, various decorative Peggies or Debbies to hang upon his arm, but somehow nothing had come of them. He was always getting dumped, it seemed, or sadly disillusioned. His mother had started fretting that he'd passed the point of no return and would wind up a seedy bachelor type. Now, here was Lucy, slender and pretty and dressed in red, standing in the Bedloe's front hall with her back so straight, her purse held so firmly in both hands, that she seemed even smaller than she was. She seemed childlike, in fact, although Danny described her as a woman when he introduced her. "Mom, Dad, Ian, I'd like you to meet the woman who's changed my life." Then Danny turned to Mrs. Jordan, who had chosen this inopportune moment to step across the street and borrow the pinking shears. "Mrs. Jordan, Lucy Dean." His mother, skipping several stages of acquaintanceship, swept Lucy into a hug. Clearly, more was called for than a handshake. His father said, "Well now, what do you know?" The dog gave Lucy's crotch a friendly sniff, while Mrs. Jordan, an older lady, the soul of tact, hastily murmured something or other and backed out the door. And Ian clamped his palms in his armpits and grinned at no one in particular. They moved to the living room, Ian bringing up the rear. Lucy perched in an easy chair, and Danny settled on its arm, with one hand resting protectively behind her loose knot of black hair. To Ian, Lucy resembled some brightly feathered bird held captive by his brown plaid family. Her face was very small, a cameo face. Her dress was scoop-necked and slim-waisted and full-skirted. She wore extremely red lipstick that seemed not gaudy for some reason, but brave. Ian was entranced. "Tell us everything," B. Bedloe ordered. "Where you met, how you got to know each other, everything." She and Ian's father had seated themselves on the sofa. Ian's father, who had a baseball player's mild, sloping build, was pulling in his stomach. Ian himself remained slouched against the doorframe. "We met at the post office," Danny said. He beamed down at Lucy, who smiled back at him trustfully. B said, "Oh, you two work together?" No, Lucy said, in a surprisingly croaky little drawl. "I went in to mail a package, and Danny was the one who waited on me." Danny told them. "She was mailing a package to Cheyenne, Wyoming, by air. I told her it would cost $20.27. You could see it was more than she planned on." "I said, 2027? Great God Almighty!" Lucy squawked, startling everyone. "So I told her, it's cheaper by parcel post, you know. That would be $4.63. Let me think," she says, and moves on out of the way, gives up her place at the counter, stands a few feet down from me, frowning at the wall. "I had to take a minute to decide," Lucy explained. Frowns at the wall for the longest time. 3 customers go ahead of her. Finally, I say, "Miss, you ready?" But she just goes on frowning. "I was mailing some odds and ends to my ex-husband, and I wanted to..."